Okay, she gave me the eyes. Gave me the eyes. Texting, we do phone calls too.
Yeah.
So
that was before FaceTime. Like, that's how. Here we are, and we go into sophomore year. So, how did we first hang out?
So, we first hung out. This was before I had my license. And we, I found out she didn't give me her address, but she gave me like a park that we can go like hang out with. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And so I map quested this because even on the phones you just couldn't have it that way. And so
you didn't have navigation yet.
Didn't have navigation yet. You had to be really fancy. You had to pay for the data, all that stuff. Yeah, so I looked up on MapQuest kind of how to get there. I'm like, oh, okay, I knew where it was, but it was just over 3 miles. And, both my parents weren't home. None of my friends at the time were driving. So I'm like, I'm just going to have to get over there. But I'm like, and I used to, like, ride bicycles all the time. So I was thinking, like, well, I could just ride my bike. It'd be super quick. But I'm like, but then again, it's going to look kind of dorky. Coming on a bicycle. So
it would have looked dorky.
I'm like, I wore something fresh for that day. I don't know what it was, but I was looking good. At least I thought I was.
He always wore shorts. So he was wearing shorts, and then he wore these like cut off dress shirts. Yeah, and then he wore like his Nikes. So like I remember him, and then he had like a sweatshirt. You had a sweatshirt.
Yeah, I did have a sweatshirt.
He always wore sweatshirts. Like that was like his signature thing, was his shorts, Nikes, and sweatshirts. Yeah.
Super sweet. But yeah, so I end up actually just walking. I walked full 3 miles. and we met up at the park.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Big 18. That's what the park's called.
The Big 18 Park.
And
crazy.
I was like super nervous. So on my end, I actually didn't think we were legit gonna hang out. So I made friends to go hang out with all my girlfriends. So my best friend lived like right down the street from me, and my other one lived like way down the street by like the Claggett Hill, like way down the street from me. So we were all like planning on hanging out, and we were texting, and he was like, yeah, I'm walking. I'm like, oh my gosh, like we're legit hanging out. So they can tell you, like, I went in full on panic mode. Like, I didn't wash my hair that day. Like, I didn't have makeup on. Like, I straight up had, from the time he, like, walked from his house to where he got to the park, and for me to still walk from my house to get to the park to get ready. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like we'd been talking for, like, all summer. And now we'd just, like, gone to school together. And, like, we'd even see each other really at school. We were still kind of, like, nervous to, like, be around each other. So, like, that was, like, the first weekend of school. And so I was like, okay, so I remember telling my parents, because they were like, what the heck? Like, all my friends, we just, like, rushed upstairs. We were all, like, they were getting ready. I'm like, why are you getting ready? Like, I need to get ready. And so they're, like, I washed my hair really quick. I curled it really quick. Like, literally, I think I got ready in, like, 30 minutes. And I, like, slapped on makeup. Like, I'd even look good with my makeup, though. Like, not gonna lie. Like, and I literally just like, I was like, I'm ready. And then my parents like are like, where are you girls going? And we're like, we're going to my friend's house. But really, they were going to Stephanie's. I was going to the park to see Gordon. And so finally, like, I meet him at the park, and like, we're just like, hey. And like, I just remember being so like awkward. Like, you were awkward too.
We both were.
He was like kind of like, hey, and I was like,
what do we do from now?
Yeah, what do we do now? And so we just talked.
Yeah, I think we just talked. I think we just went on the swings as well. Just talked.
Yeah, I remember like we were like, I was learning things about his family, he was learning things about mine, and like I remember him just like sharing just things about like just literally like we just talked there. And then I think it started raining. Because again, we live in Oregon, so I'm pretty sure it started like raining or something. And so I like felt bad because he still had to like walk. But he was like, he emphasized so many times, like, I walked 3 miles to see you. Like, I was like, yes, you did.
It's a good thing. It's get your points.
There you go. And so I then was like, okay, well, why don't you just come back to like my family's house? I show up at the house with my other friends. We ended up meeting with my friends. They came and met us at the park. We then went back to my parents' house with my sister and family there, and like my siblings were there. And then he ended up trying Libyan food that night for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was like low key like testing him in my mind. Like, if he likes this food, like if he likes Libyan food, like he might be a contender. He might be, you know? And so he like loved it. He was like eating so much of it. Like us girls were like all
really
eating.
big, and I ate huge portions back in high school. So
Yeah.
I ate a lot.
Yeah. And literally like our friends were all just hanging out, and I wanted to show him my bedroom. Now, not like weird like that. Like it was more of like, because I just painted my bedroom that the weekend before school started. So my room was painted bright green, and it had a purple ceiling, and it had purple trim. So I was so proud of my Barney colors that I'm like, why don't you come up and see my room? Like, we just painted it. And he's like, sure. And he walked in.
My house I grew up in, all the walls were white. That's what I'm used to, is white walls. And here she is with all these bright colors. I'm like, oh.
He walks in, and he's just like, oh. And I'm like, isn't it amazing? And he's just like, sure. And like, I could tell he was like not feeling it. I'm like, but I like it. I don't care if you don't like it. I like it.
Yeah.
And then literally like before I knew it, like, he kissed me.
Yeah.
You like
That's true, because we're up there for just a little bit, and we're both kind of like looking at each other and kind of drawing in a little close, and yeah, we end up kissing.
He made the move.
I did.
He made the
I did
move.
make the move.
And then all of a sudden, like,
In her Barney colored room.
and then all of a sudden we like pulled away from each other, and we were just kind of like, uh-oh. And then like we like walked down the stairs. Yeah, because we were kind of like nervous. And then like we walked down the stairs, my family's house, and then like all my friends and like everybody was there. And I just remember my best friend, she looked at me like, you guys totally just kissed. Like she just knew. It was like everything in her knew. And I just looked at her like, girl, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't even know. Like,
I don't know what's going on.
And like, I was like so nervous. And so then he was like, I gotta get back home. And so he said bye to everybody. And then I just kind of walked him back towards the park, and we were just holding hands.
This is so crazy.
It's so cute. We were holding hands, and then he kissed me again, and then he like walked halfway home.
Yeah, and I was able someone to come pick me up.
Your mom.
So, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, his mom came and picked him up. And then we were texting, and then literally, like, a few days later, he's like, I don't think I'm ready for a girlfriend. I was like, I'm not ready for a boyfriend. That was just a kiss. Like, fronting like I kissed more people than like I really had at that time. And so he's just over here like, yeah, like I don't think I'm ready, and I'm over here like, yeah, that's okay, I don't care. And like, even though low key inside I was like, I just kissed him, and like that meant a lot for me. Yeah, that meant a lot for me.
I did too. I was nervous. I definitely was nervous.
But I think deep down he knew if we were going to have a relationship, it would be serious. Mm-hmm. So I think he knew that. Like, just knowing me.
I think I knew that, too.
I think.
You know, because it was just this whole timing thing, and I just wasn't really, like, I knew if I were to have a relationship with her, like, I knew I'd have to, like, commit, and I really wasn't sure about, like, doing a whole committed relationship, because I was like, you know, I'm still kind of new in high school, and you just never quite know, you know, how it's all gonna turn out. Like, I was huge into sports and kind of doing those things and video games and things like that, and I was just nervous.
Yeah,
I was nervous.
You also knew though I was like a deep person. Like my family, I came from a more stricter family, and a very like my family literally like was my everything. Like, and has always been my everything. Like I never went anywhere without my siblings. Like, we were always just super, super close. So I think he knew, like, dating somebody like me was going to be different than dating, like if you dated me, you dated my whole family. Like,
yeah, that's an accurate statement.
Yeah, so. Like, there was no separation. Like, it was, like, me and all them. And so, yeah, so I think it was just different because, like I kept trying to explain to him, like, I was never that kind of girl that just, like, talked to any kind of guy. Like, I was always more of like, no, if I'm gonna actually put myself out there, like, I want it to be worth like my time.
Time.
I've always cared about like goals like in my life and accomplishments, and so I was always like wanting. I think that was like our first like talk on like the phone. Even was like, what do you want to do like when you graduate high school? Like I cared about what this guy wanted to do for a living back then. Like
it's smart.
Yeah,
it's very smart. You gotta figure out if people are are motivated individuals and
yeah.
So
this is so crazy. So Gordon and I are in our high school, and we're going to where we first met.
Spanish class.
So you would go through these doors, and we were in 225. I have so much nostalgia right now, don't you, Gordon?
Yes.
It's so crazy. I know, we're like walking together, and this is like us when we're married. Now we're married. Well, guys, thank you guys for watching our video on how we met and how we first hung out and how we had our first kiss and all those exciting things. And it's actually, this is the video of not how we started dating. This is the video of just how we first met. Mm-hmm. Like, we met in high school, and, we're high school sweethearts. Like, we've known each other since our freshman year, and it's been a journey. So for us, we have, like, lots of, like, story time things we can go over. And so thank you for joining with us on our How We Met story time. So we are super grateful that we get to share these things, and love you.